Coming up tonight, in a world first, Singapore Airlines is piloting what could become the industry standard for the verification of COVID-19 test results.
In celebration of International Women's Day, dancer and choreographer Santha Bhaskar was inducted into the Singapore Women's Hall of Fame.
And a new species of firefly has been discovered here, the first time in over 100 years. Imagine that! This is the Straits Times Newsnight. I'm Dylan Ang.
Good evening, I'm Chow Suan. In a bid to help the world get flying again, Singapore Airlines says it will be the world's first airline to pilot the International Air Transport Association's Travel Pass app, a digital solution for the verification of COVID-19 test results.
SIA is starting with passengers travelling from Singapore to London next week. So how will the trial work? Well, passengers with mobile phones running on Apple's iOS operating system will be invited to download the app and create a digital ID. They can also add their flight details into the app. Next, they can book their pre-departure COVID-19 test at one of 7 participating clinics in Singapore via a dedicated online portal. They can then register at the clinic using the digital ID and flight information in the app. After the test, they'll be able to view their results as well as confirmation status to fly. Finally, participants will need to show their confirmed status to the check-in staff in Changi Airport before flight departure. For now, they will also need to bring a physical copy of their health certificate that is issued by the clinic where they took the test.
SIA says if successful, the pilot will pave the way for the integration of the entire digital health verification process into the Singapore Air mobile app from around the middle of this year. According to SIA, by consolidating the verification of health credentials into a single app, participants can expect a faster and more seamless check-in process. And crucially, participants will have full control over how their personal information is shared, as the data is stored in the phone and not a central database.
This all looks pretty straightforward to me. Can't wait to get flying again. Meanwhile, Singapore's COVID-19 vaccination drive has been brought forward for all elderly residents, with the Health Ministry announcing that those aged between 60 and 69 will now get their invitation letters within the next few days, as more vaccine supplies have arrived. Vaccinations will also be extended to more high-risk groups and essential workers, including teachers, postmen and migrant workers. Some 10,000 migrant workers will get their shots in this initial round. They must have never been infected by COVID-19 and live in the 5 largest dormitories. And the Education Ministry said that more than 150,000 teachers and staff in educational institutions will be offered the vaccine from this Wednesday. Eligible personnel will progressively receive SMSs to book their appointments.
Looking at the COVID-19 situation here, 13 new cases were confirmed today, all imported. They have been placed on stay-home notice or isolated upon arrival.
Let's take a look at what's been trending on social media today. 7 women were inducted into the Singapore Women's Hall of Fame today as we celebrate International Women's Day. They are pioneers in social work, public health, sports, aviation and the arts. Mrs. Santha Bhaskar, a pioneering dancer and choreographer, as well as representatives of the 6 other women who were honoured posthumously, received the trophy from President Halimah Yacob at the Istana. The other honorees are public health pioneer Ida Mabel Murray Simmons, sportswoman and educator May Nolin Olas, illustrator Kwan Shan May, social worker, educator and activist Myrna Braga Blake, sports administrator and lawyer Annabelle Pennefather, and Teo Ah Hong, the first woman to qualify as a commercial pilot. As part of the day's celebrations, President Halimah also unveiled a new orchid hybrid. Known as Papillon SG Women, the new orchid hybrid traces its lineage back to the Vanda Miss Joachim, Singapore's national flower.
In a highly anticipated and very controversial interview with talk show host Oprah Winfrey, Meghan Markle described her experience with the British royal family. From concerns about how dark her son Archie's skin would be, to an alleged refusal to allow her to seek mental health help. An interview that has taken the internet by storm. This comes amid tension between Meghan and her husband Prince Harry on one side and the monarchy on the other, after the couple announced that they were stepping away from royal life. The couple, who married in 2018, have stepped down from their royal duties and are starting a new life in the United States. Buckingham Palace has yet to respond to the interview, which will air in the United Kingdom tonight.
One of the world's richest women, Mackenzie Scott, has married a Seattle science teacher who promptly declared he plans to help give away most of their wealth to charity. Mr. Dan Jewett, a teacher at a private school, said he's joining her in a commitment to pass on an enormous financial wealth to serve others. Ms. Scott, who was married to Amazon boss Jeff Bezos, is the world's 22nd richest person according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. She gave away almost $6 billion last year in what is probably a record annual distribution for a living person. In sports, while the latest editions of All-Star festivities in the MLB, NFL and NHL were all cancelled due to the pandemic, the NBA pressed on with their All-Star game, which saw Team LeBron dominating Team Durant 170 to 150. The game's Most Valuable Player award was given to superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo, who made all 16 of his shots in a historic 35-point performance. Golden State Warriors Steph Curry as well, scoring 28 points for the team after already winning the three-point contest before. For their efforts, Team LeBron earned a total of $1.25 million for the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, while Team Durant earned $500,000 for the UNCF, both organizations that support students and institutions at historically black colleges and universities.
Now, we know that Singapore is home to a wide range of wildlife. But what about fireflies? A new species of firefly has been discovered here, the first time in over 100 years. Named the Singapore firefly, it was discovered by researchers from NUS and NParks at Nee Soon Swamp Forest in the Central Catchment Nature Reserve. If you're wondering, the Singapore firefly is less than 5 millimeters long. Its habitat, the swampy area with dense vegetation, damp leaf litter, and high soil moisture. How cool!
And that wraps up the Straits Times News Night. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.